What was the worst tantrum from your S.O. or ex on your birthday? What would you want on your birthday? She cheated on me because I cheated on her. I went out with a female friend I've known for 8 years. Her boyfriend. And a few other mates. She cheated on me literally in the 4 hours I was gone. It looks like she just needed a reason to do it. Oh, she most definitely had that set up in advance. Had a GF trip the hell out because I went to my cousin's funeral. We are both in the USCG. I initially wasn't going to go to the funeral because I was too broken up by her death. So I go to the funeral, it goes well. I'm having dinner with my family and other buddies from the service that attended. I get a phone call from my GF, she's like, "Where are you?" I tell her I'm at my cousin's funeral, she's like, "You were supposed to hang out with me today." I tell her, "Well, sorry, but I think this is more important right now." She starts flipping the hell out on the phone about how I'm blowing her off, how I lied to her, that I said I wasn't going to the funeral, etc. She breaks up with me and hangs up the phone. Dodged a bullet with that girl. Met my wife about a month later and have been happily married for 8 years now. Nearly every birthday I had get up, receive socks and deodorant from kids. I pick where I want to go, I plan how to get there, city breaks e.g. Make any bookings, I drive there as DDI, pick where we went, have meal paid for, get home and give wife money, was short after paying for meal if it was a gift birthday. I had to say what I wanted. One year I asked for a day to myself, it was bliss. The last birthday I had with my now ex. I made it clear I wasn't picking anything. The night ended with being locked out of a hotel room after walking around the city for 5 hours in the cold waiting for her to pick anywhere, when I snapped with hanger near midnight and said, "Just fucking choose," got locked out of room, then she ran off into city at 2 a.m. suitcase packed with no money and couldn't drive. Came back 20 minutes later and didn't speak to me for a month. I used that month planning divorce, smiley face. I remember the last birthday I had with my ex. Now it makes sense, since the entire time I was with her she ruined most of my birthdays. Like almost everyone when we were dating or married. One birthday she planned some friends to go to a bar, but that was it. The last birthday I had, and this is after not getting a BJ in over 2 years, was her saying, "Well, if you want a blowjob we have to do it." No, because I have things I have to do. For the record, I didn't want to take it, but she said if I don't she'll never give me one again. It was the worst. Turns out I got one from her again because we ended the marriage, so I should have seen the writing in the wall. Even Father's Day was a shit show. We'd truck out to her dad's house and just sit there, and I'm like, I'm a father, I don't want to do that. I just want to stay here and not deal with entertaining anyone else. Never happened. I remember the last Father's Day I had being married, and I'm sitting there holding my kid in the kitchen crying because I was severely depressed. She looked me in the face and said, "Are you done yet? Because we have to get going." Seriously made me feel like a piece of crap. Even with the girl I'm dating now. I set up a golf trip and a hot air balloon ride and all sorts of things. What did I get? Nothing. Last year she got me concert tickets, which is cool, but it seems like as time goes and it doesn't matter. I've resigned myself to the fact when it comes to your days you're on your own. You're responsible for your own happiness as it is. So don't expect anyone to give a shit about you as a guy when it's Father's Day or your birthday, because they don't. Unconditional love is gendered law. The saying goes, women and children first, for a reason. It's because we are expendable. But nah, we're just privileged. I don't want gifts. Treat me as though I actually matter and I'm content. Most of my birthdays were shared with my cousin and ruined by my mother and grandmother. My grandmother wanted every event to be perfect and got upset when it wasn't. It never was. She would act like it was her birthday. My family would always argue. Act stressed and put out by it. And my grandmother once screamed at my grandfather and threatened to divorce him right before my party and in front of me. They've always been stressful, disappointing, and more trouble than they're worth. It may disappoint me so that I don't like celebrating my birthday. But I have what I think is a good reason. Why not do something small but just between the two of you? That seems to be the best compromise available. Yeah, a nice romantic dinner would be great. I didn't want to go into town to see a movie with her. So she told the cops I raped her and threatened suicide. I only saw her for about a minute that day. I thank God every day that she went off the deep end. I've never been happier than my current life with my amazing fiancé. Jesus Christ, what a psycho. I am glad you got the fuck out of there as fast as possible. All I want is a cold beer and to play some games. I don't want a big party or anything. Rent a day at a hotel swimming pool if you need to for a big party. People's needs to trash shit will come at their expense. Not yours. Yeah, but who has a fetish for swimming in copious amounts of urine? No comment. This makes me realize how much my parents actually care for each other. My dad will get something nice for my mom's birthday and she'll get something equally as nice for him. Holidays and birthdays are a great way to see who has a healthy relationship. She cried because I didn't want her to sleep at her ex's house. Yeesh. High school ex broke up with me the weekend of my birthday as my only present that year. I had told my parents I didn't want to have a party or anything if they'd just let me have one night to hang out with my girlfriend at this big outdoor garden thing. Spent the entire night together. Had a lot of fun and everything. Took her home and then she texts me to break up with me. Texts. Saying since she would be moving away 6 months from then that she didn't want to put me through that stress. She proceeded to date 3 more guys in that short time and supposedly got suspended for having sex with one in school. Funny. I've had so many girls do this to me. At least 3 or 4. They tell you, I'm actually not ready for a relationship in my life right now. Or an ex who I was seeing for 7 months then tell me, well, you're going to college an hour away from me, so I don't think it's going to work out if it's long distance. They all proceeded to have long-term so right after. 2 of which had met on Tinder. Meaning she probably was on Tinder. Matching and talking with guys as we were together, talking. Women will absolutely eat you and spit you back out if you aren't perfectly what they want. Women will expect men to be perfect. But then gets enraged when you even consider a possibility that they aren't perfect. Hypocrisy. I've seen an instance where a woman claimed her husband was the perfect husband. Then exposed herself with an article called, My Perfect Affair, where she just casually cheated on her husband with one of his coworkers. Almost got found out, and then still continued to do it anyway. You just can't win because you can't be literally everything they want at that exact moment. Man, my mom had a great tantrum on Christmas in 2014, less than a year before the divorce. Every year prior, dad always got mom at the very least a nice piece of jewelry that he hid on the tree. A necklace or a ring. A fancy bracelet or new set of earrings. Always worth a pretty penny. Sometimes he'd make her do a scavenger hunt through the 3,000 square foot house. It was the best, but 9 times out of 10. It was hidden on the tree and the hunt was just clues to locate it. Anyway, 2014 we were gonna lose our house. Mom and her $100 shirts and jeans she wore twice. So there wasn't much money to spare. I'd saved up to get something nice for my 2 little brothers, Minecraft for the 360. Wrapped in duct tape. I made them find the disc. A new wallet and a Disturbed album for my dad. And replacement heels, boots for mom. I put the old boots in the box to see her reaction. Mom had up and down demanded that since there wasn't enough money. She didn't want dad to spend money on her and rather spend it on us kids. Admirable. Right? PFFT. She said it almost all year. So when Christmas came, dad had a pile of body wash, cologne, a new trimmer, new jammies, and new duck slippers. Basically she spent more on him than she did on us. Closing parenthesis. Then was pissed shit irritated that he got nothing for her. She was so mad about it she locked herself in their bedroom for the rest of the day. Dad made pancakes. Boys started a Poor Mont server on Minecraft. And I set up my Covenant Halo Legos in a battle scene on my dresser. After we watched the entire Lord of the Rings trilogy. Blissful silence. Best present we ever got from her. I've actually never had a woman snap at me for inadequate gifts on a holiday. Guess I lucked out. I'd say the real answer is that men know that when celebrating their birthday there will inevitably be people involved that they don't like. I would rather hang out with one of my friends than 6 of my friends and one person I don't like. If you want to get the family together to do something, that's fine, but if you're wondering what I want to do on my birthday, it doesn't involve anyone other than close friends and family. If my friend's wife is a bitch, then I don't want to talk to her on my birthday. This guy hit the nail on the head. TL. Doctor revealed cheating daughter to her friends and her mother who divorced from a cheating husband. It was about 2 years in our relationship at this point. IIRC. Not gonna lie, I was thinking marriage maybe. Went to a college football game where S.O. had made a couple comments about feeling weird on the way there. I offered to get her something light instead of nachos. I paid for the tickets and the food. We ate, and she suddenly had to go to the bathroom afterwards. It was really odd of her when she refused my help but said she would have her best friend bring her home instead. I chalked it up to embarrassment over her period perhaps. Gave her the benefit of the doubt. My other friends were there. Some in different seats. I soon got texts of her on another dude. Sitting on his lap smiling, kissing, and having a good time. I got a text from S.O. saying she got home safe and is lying down watching the game. I enjoyed the rest of the game with my friends. I kept the pictures for later. I called her after the game was over. But not before the crowd left. Mysteriously she did not pick up. I then called the home phone to make sure she was okay. And her mother answered and said S.O. was not home and thought she was with me. Her mother just got divorced from a cheating husband. So it was part of my plan, after explaining what happened. Her mom said she'd call S.O.'s best friend and see if she was there. Best friend confirms S.O. is not there. I texted S.O. back and said, "Hey, I called your house to make sure you were okay and your mom said you weren't home. What's going on? This could have been a great time to come clean. Why cheaters don't I have no idea. Oh, I'm at my friend's place. She's keeping me company." He screenshotted my S.O.'s texts and started a group chat with her, her mom, a few of her friends and me. I posted all the evidence. To put the icing on the cake I said, "Ms. S.O.'s mom, I am truly sorry you had to live with a cheater. Unfortunately suffering through your divorce did not affect your daughter at all. I guess cheating runs in the family." I didn't respond to the group for a while as I was driving home. But my phone was exploding with texts. Her mother was extremely pissed. "You saw what I went through and you think this is okay? I raised you better than this." Her friends were a mixed bag. But I guess they didn't know the mom would call them shitty human beings for encouraging this behavior. Can't be mad at cheaters. It's not your fault they can't be honest with you. S.O. mother is a M.V.P.